God dang it. Welcome back to Reality Watercolor. I swear to you, all I do is put papers on the screen on my laptop, and somehow it hits the mute button. It's so weird. Like, it's so weird. I cannot figure out why it's doing that. Literally, I feel like I can literally breathe and it'll make the mute button go. And it's like down at the bottom on my touch screen. So clearly, I'm not touching it. It's so weird. Anyways, you can't see or hear me, Lisa? Well, I'm definitely here. Can you see me? On Instagram, shout out, and over on TikTok. Oh my gosh, happy hump day. Oh goodness. Okay, I hope you're having a great day. Can you see me now, Lisa? I'm so weird. 85 degrees here. I love it in Orlando. I don't know what it is today. I meant to get my walk in and my friend had to cancel. One of her kids woke her up at 3 a.m. So she was like, I am going back to sleep. And I'm like, ooh, I totally understand. Like, gone are the days of, and it's not even an infant. I'm like, ooh, what's your children's waking you up at 3 a.m. for? That is exhausting. Anyways, oh, good. Cubby says the tree is twinkling again. I haven't changed out the batteries. This is the battery pack. It takes like 4 AA's. I only have it on during this hour of my podcast, though. But I do think their batteries are going low. I don't know. Can't tell. Thank y'all for loving the olive tree back there. Anyways, so I haven't gotten my walk in yet, but I will soon. Thought I was going to listen to the Jeff Lewis Part 1 podcast of Real to Feel to Real. What's it called? Real to Feel? I don't know. It doesn't roll off the tongue to me. MJ and Liot's podcast, but I just got reminded as I started listening to it that it's on YouTube because MJ or Liot said something like, we get to see you on video. And I was like, oh, I think they're on YouTube. I'm like, well, shit, I'm going to watch it on YouTube. So instead of listening to that podcast on my walk, I will try to listen to the Bravo Hot Mic podcast that Jeff just announced today. I didn't even hear anything about it. I guess it came out yesterday. Wait, who is Homer? Uh-oh, Raquel says, so many thoughts on today's Jeff Lewis Live. It's so too much. Uh-oh, well, you got to let me know what you think for sure. Who is Homer? Michael Riley says, didn't hear about Homer. Yeah, I think it's for promotion to advertise. Raquel says, Jeff is doing so many podcasts now. I wonder why. I mean, he only does big ones, which makes sense, right? I don't know how big the Bravo Hot Mic one is. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Matter of fact, I tried to find that Instagram account to go and reshare it, and I didn't see a Bravo Hot Mic podcast Instagram. So I'm sure it is. Oh, they're on video too. Thank you, Bridget. Wait a minute. Hot take, hot news. Bravo Hot Mic. Oh, is it Mike? Oh, I thought it was MIC, like microphone. Okay, it's on video too. Well, maybe that's why I couldn't see it. I wasn't spelling it right. Why have I never heard of Bravo Hot Mic, MIKE? So weird. Anyways, okay, let's get into it. Not a lot of celebrity news that I know of going on. Nothing's tickling my butt as is that what they're calling it? No, I guess that means something different. What does Jamie mean when he says tickling your booty? Does it mean like irritating you? I don't mean it that way. I mean like catching my fancy. I don't know. Oh yes. Yeah, thoughts on the Oscar thing. I meant to listen. Oh, it is MIC. Oh, it's Alex Baskin's podcast. Oh, well, this makes sense because Alex Baskin is the owner or whatever. He's the one that is doing. He does a lot of Housewives shows, but he also has 42 Flavors production company, which is what Jeff Lewis announced as flipping out point 2. So yes, that makes sense. So he announced that today. And then MJ and Liot's will be 2 parts. So it opens up. The first I heard of it was him opening up, asking Liot, saying, "Do you miss all your old friends?" And he's like, "Yeah, I miss Jenny." He mentions Heather McDonald. He mentions Julie and Brandy. He mentions Megan. But he just says sometimes it goes too far. So, anyways, but then they open it up and they're going to talk to Scary Sherry, I guess. Okay, let's chat Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. If you have not already hit the thumbs up button, if you're not tapping the screen over on TikTok, I would really appreciate it. Let's get into season 14, episode 17. I want to know your thoughts. Like, after watching this and then after watching Watch What Happens Live last night that had Erika Jayne and Bose on, they don't seem happy at all with Garcelle, but they're saying things like, "Oh, I wish you would have stayed on longer. I wish you would have come back. I wish you didn't ended things like this." So what they're talking about is the season, the reunion show, because Erika Jayne lets us know that she knew that Garcelle quit 2 weeks ago, I guess when they recorded the reunion. And Andy Cohen's like, "Well, I didn't know she quit." And he's just like, "Well, she left the thing. She didn't take a cast member picture." But then Andy's like, "Well, Kyle Richards didn't take a cast picture." And I don't remember what, I couldn't really hear. I tried to rewind it a couple of times, what Erika Jayne mumbled under her breath. But it was basically like, well, like, where is she going? Like, what else is Kyle going to do besides be on Beverly Hills? And I was like, wow. Yes, and that is one of the digs that Erika Jayne said on Watch What Happens Live, is you got to do more than buy a beach house in, she said some city, but I don't know what the city was. It seemed like a dig, whatever it was, like it was a not an expensive city. It definitely wasn't, Pacific Palisades or Malibu or somewhere. What was the city she said? Anyways, Michael Riley says, "Bye, Garcelle. All good. No storyline, but a beach house." Anyways, Bakersfield, yeah. Is Bakersfield by the beach? I guess so. I don't know. Very interesting. Raquel says producers were probably trying to get more from Garcelle, and she said bye. I don't know that she has more to give. I mean, why couldn't they go on set, like show her behind the scenes, being an actress, being a producer, being a director? Why couldn't they show that part of her? I mean, was she dating? If you're not dating anyone, there's nothing to show there, right? Like, I don't know. Do we want to see her being a grandma to Oliver's 2 kids? And did you catch that his second kid is named Valley? That is interesting. Obviously, it's an interesting name, but also he tried his darndest to be on Vanderpump Rules, which has now turned into the Valley. And then he names a newborn little girl Valley. I'm like, dude, anyways. Oh, it doesn't? Wait, what? Rachel, who lives in LA, because I've talked to her a lot, Rachel says Bakersfield doesn't have an ocean within an hour's drive. So it wasn't necessary. Well, don't they show? Wait a minute. They show them walking a few episodes ago when they finally showed us her house that had been renovated. They show that meal, and remember they played basketball or whatever, football, whatever the hell they did on their beach, right? Yes. I actually think he must live in Las Vegas now. I don't know if the first baby boy is the same mom as the girl. I feel like they got a divorce or split up there. I don't really know. Well, how would you name your kid Valley, though? Claire says, "I don't think Garcelle lives in Beverly Hills. I think she lives in the Valley." Yeah, I don't know. They definitely don't say, like when they show Bose's house, they always say, oh, freaking, what's the name of the city? The little town the little enclave neighborhood, whatever you want to call it, the fancy area that Jeff Lewis's new house is in. Whatever that place is. They always say that when they show Bose's house. I don't think anyone else, let me think. Okay, Erika Jayne, they don't say that. Bose's house in LA did Hancock Park. Thank you, Bridget. Joanne says, I'm sorry. Gina says Bose's house burned down. This is her Malibu house, her Palisades house burned down, not her Hancock Park house. That had nothing to do with the fire. It didn't even reach it. Anyways, okay. I thought it was kind of boring. Like, really nothing happened. The funniest parts to me were them, like, zooming in on, like, Kathy Hilton getting ready, eating a bag of chips. Whatever was going on with her hair, God bless her. Maybe she was the one that needed the glam there, because I think all the pieces that are usually in her hair, we think that's like normal hair. And I think for Kathy Hilton, she had very flat hair, like noticeably. She even mentioned it at one point, saying that she had the hair and makeup do her little whatever that outfit was for, the whole thing at the end when they wore the little extravagant carnival things, whatever. No. Debbie says, I had never heard of Bose. With all due respect, is she a model? No, but she's very tall and she's beautiful. She could be a model. She was like marketing, like at Netflix. Like, she's like big time corporate woman. Like, maybe she has her own business now. I don't know. I know. Michael Riley says, why didn't Kathy Hilton just pull her hair back? She's got a gorgeous face. I don't know. Yes. Felt weird. It felt like nothing happened. I mean, it was the end of a girls' trip that felt like they got 4 episodes out of it, that I don't know that I feel like it should have been 4 episodes in St. Lucia. Ryan says the finale felt forced. Suddenly they're dancing while the crowd cheers them on. I know, wearing the carnival outfits. I'm like, it was just so weird. It was just, I don't really know. Didn't like it at all. Okay, Dorit and Erika definitely teamed up against Sutton the last couple of episodes. They do this montage of Sutton with all the people fighting about her. I'm surprised she's the one that didn't quit yesterday. Like, I'm kind of surprised it was Garcelle. Like, whatever happened? Because they do not really show. So on Watch What Happens Live last night, you could tell Erika and Bose, pretty much one of Andy Cohen's first questions was, hey, we just got the news today, because it was last night live, that Garcelle quit. What do you think? And it's just silence. And what do I always say about silence? Silence is very loud. So they had nothing to say. Erika's looking at Bose going, you say something first. Bose is going, you say something. I'm not saying, I mean, they weren't defending her. They each kind of played nice and said things like, oh, we wish it wouldn't have ended this way. We wish it would have given us another season. I'm like, why? You don't have a friendship with her. She doesn't bring the drama. She doesn't bring the funny. She doesn't bring the excitement. She's accusing you, Erika, of not showing your personal life when we all feel like you have. And yet you definitely come back at her and say, you got to do more than like a little beach house renovation in Bakersfield. Like, you didn't show any of your life. You know what I mean? I feel like the part of her life that she showed made me feel a little cringe as a mom, because last season and this season, we noticed her twin boys kind of getting older and being involved in some of the scenes where, like, Erika Jayne at one point said something to one of the twins that was awkward. One of the twins had something to say to Garcelle. Basically, she hasn't been there as a mom for him. I mean, it was very awkward. Like, I didn't even like that being seen. That was a little too raw for me, because I think of it as these kids still go to school. They still have friends. They still have neighbors. You still have people judging you on the internet, judging them on the internet. It was just such an awkward age. I just didn't like any of that vibe. I said it at the time. I still don't like it. But other than that, there was really no storyline, right? Nothing with her professionally. They would just show her at the house. They would show her kitchen. I mean, we would see the exterior of her house. I mean, nothing. Yes, Tracy Smith says silence speaks volumes for sure. Gina says Garcelle isn't scared to ask the questions we all want to know. That's the one thing I give her credit for. She has been the one saying all along, just like I've been saying all along, Kyle, you owe it to us. You are paid to be on an optional reality TV show. You owe it to us, and you still didn't do it, damn it. At the very end, when they always do the little blurb and say something, it's like, oh, Kyla Mauricio still, she just hopes to find love one day. And I'm like, okay, love with who? Love with a man, love with a woman, love with Morgan Wade in particular. Like, come on, it's been a couple of seasons. Like, freaking say something. Yes, exactly, Heather. I agree with you 100%. Heather says on Watch What Happens Live, the silence was giving, don't let the door hit you in the butt on the way out. Yeah, they definitely, even though they were saying things like, oh, we wish it wouldn't have ended this way. Then Bo said something like, oh, I wish you to give us another season. They didn't care about that. Like, they're just like, they don't care about that. Allegedly, maybe says Garcelle gets the gig. Keep the drama on the show and she protects her private life. But is that the gig? Like, that's not what we signed up for to watch. You know what I mean? Like, that's a TV show. That's not a reality TV show, in my opinion. Tracy says, I think Kyle is on tour with Morgan. I don't know. I just know she's on what seems to be a personal trip, on vacation in Europe with her. Yesterday, we talked about the pictures the paparazzi has seen of them in Paris, and now they're in other places in Europe. So, yeah, definitely something going on there. I don't know. I just figured the way they showed all these fights with Sutton's like, I'm over it. Like, they're coming at me. They've been doing this for years. Like, I'm so over it. I don't know what she gets from being on the show. Sutton, in my opinion, doesn't do a lot of podcasts. She doesn't, I don't think I follow her on Instagram, but she's not super on Instagram. Like, she doesn't, I don't even know what this business is. Is it a write-off? Is it deductions? Is it helping her with the taxes? I have no idea. Is it just gives her something to do? I have no idea. But we know that I saw a video the other day. Who is it? It is, what's his face? He's super funny. The actor, writer, his husband is someone big also. Anyways, he was walking around and he showed us how the Sutton boutique is like nothing. It's got like, papers over the windows. There's nothing going on there for sure. I'm not opposed to that, but I feel like every housewife show needs to be on pause or a revamp or something. Nina says Beverly Hills needs to be paused. I mean, is it a pause? Are we going to forget about it? Like, oh, it did? Well, they said that yesterday. I didn't see it from a reliable source, though. Bridget says, FYI, it just came out that Teresa and Louis just put their house on the market. So that came out yesterday, but I didn't see it from a reliable source. And I talked about it a little bit because you see all these things from like wannabe news sources on reality TV, and they just seem like they'll just lie and say anything. So I don't know. I haven't seen it for sure. Where are they going to move, though? I mean, they've got, let's see, Gia still lives at home with them. One of them's away at college. Maybe two are away at college. One's at Alabama. One's at Michigan, I feel like. Gia lives back at home, and then the baby would live at home. The baby being a 15-year-old. And then Louis's got, two boys that I think live at home with them also. I mean, not that any normal person couldn't have a 2,000 square foot house, but that doesn't look quite what Teresa wants it to look like, right? I'm so curious, especially with what's coming out right now, what Teresa Giudice and Joe Giudice have already been through, going to prison, going away. If there is a new show of Teresa's being announced in the next month or so, I wonder what they're doing now. Like, surely if there was cameras already picked up for it, it would have already come out. We would have already heard about it. But I think something was going to be announced about that. And now I'm wondering if they're getting, like cold feet about it. I don't know. Oh my God. Well, where are their kids going to live? Not with her brother, Joe Giudice. Not Joe Gorga. Michael Riley says they're both getting ready to go to jail. They don't need the house. Oh my God. Do they is anyone up to date on the financials as much as we can be? I feel like he owes like 2.9 or 2.7 million in taxes. I feel like he got a postponement for it last year to pay it back. And now he's asking for another extension, right? And then she owes like $303,000 in taxes. Well, if you owe money in taxes, that means you made a lot more than that. So why are they spending money, going on trips, wearing t-shirts that say like Chanel, Gucci, whatever, when you owe $300,000 in taxes, when your husband owes almost $3 million in taxes? Like, stop wearing all that shit. Stop. Stop. Is she doing body pump classes? Heather said Teresa will be taking body pump classes from Jen Shaw at this rate. And then Teresa will be back doing yoga classes in prison, right? She was teaching yoga. I know. This is what Bethany Frankel's coming at her for. Lincoln the Golden said Teresa will just play ignorant again. Boring snooze. I know. She'll be like, Louie's the best. She'll never admit anything. They do everything but talk about what's going on. Oh, they're definitely investigating Louie. I mean, Louie's like a running tab. Like, the police are full-time on Louie. Tracy Smith said, I heard they're investigating Louie. Yeah, for sure. I don't know. Do you go to, I think if you owe money to the taxes, they've already admitted it and whatever. They're just saying they don't have the money. If you don't pay your taxes and don't file your taxes, I definitely think you can go to jail for that. So I think, as much as I understand it, I feel like they've admitted they owe this money. They're just saying, hey, can we have some more time? Can you imagine? Is this really true? You hear on the news, like, call me if you're $10,000, the radio commercials. Call me if you're $10,000 in debt. Call me if you're $100,000 in debt. And I'm like, if you got $100,000 in taxes, that means you made a shit ton more. I don't think you're calling some dude on the radio, like, commercial to help you out. I think you probably have I don't know. But it's like, how do they go and spend all this money and just act like they don't? I know. I can't even imagine. I'm with y'all. Allegedly, maybe says debt is miserable. If I can't pay for it, I don't buy it. Yeah. And they have definitely, Christina's like, Teresa has no prenup. She admitted that on Watch What Happens Live. And even Gia was like, why would she get a prenup? Oh, wait, didn't Jen Aiden and her husband just file bankruptcy? I don't even know what bankruptcy means. I think that means their business. That means his business is not. I don't even know. What does filing bankruptcy mean? No, I guess that can be a personal thing. I don't even know what all that means. I hope I never find out personally. Michael Riley says Jen Aiden let them borrow $500,000 supposedly. I mean, dang. If you're having to loan your rich reality TV friends $500,000 and then comes out that you're filing bankruptcy, like, where'd she get the $500,000 from? It's crazy. True. Allegedly, maybe says, if people only like you because of the brand of the clothes you're wearing, you need to work on your personality. No, remember last season, though, before her and Melissa Feaster went off the rails with their podcast? Remember how every episode was the podcast merch? I don't even know the name of that podcast anymore. Shit, what was it called? Anyways, but it was like in real time, we knew that they had already had a falling out. They were stopping their podcast, but every single episode was Teresa wearing the merch from that podcast. Oh my gosh, she's probably burned all of that now. Could probably go to the Goodwill in New Jersey and find it all. Michael Riley says they could have had a great life and they just blew it all. So dumb and so ungrateful. Yeah. And Andy Cohen really raves that Teresa is one of the most hardworking and never to complain housewives. So it really upsets me that I feel like she really does know the assignment. She really does work hard. And yet you can't, like Bethany said, fool me once, but fool me twice. And it's like, I'm the dummy. At some point, Teresa is the dummy for, leaning in and believing all of Louie's love bombing and stuff. Anyways. Okay. Bose's hair at the dinner. Oh my God. All of them have glam at this St. Lucia girls trip, right? Which was kind of annoying because, like I said last week, every episode of this girls trip is showing them taking pictures and posting it and the outfits and the hair and the makeup and them talking through their problems with their glam. Like, I just don't want to see all of that. But her hair, first of all, it must have weighed 30 pounds. She had braids down to her feet. I mean, really, really, really long, heavy braids. She even talks about it. But at one point, it's all like swirled on her head and then flattened. I'm like, I don't know what the look was, but I just wasn't loving it. It's Dorit and Erika's birthdays. Sutton is not having it. Sutton's like, I don't want a piece of cake. I was like, damn, that looks good. Like, I love me some cake. Now, at 50 something years old, do I want a cake with a, cheap picture of me on it from like my headshot or my Beverly Hills thing? No. I think a pretty cake even for one of them, for both of them, with some pretty flowers, some pretty decor. Didn't even have to say happy birthday. I think that was a lot more elegant. It was just very interesting. Wait, what? Oh, Mayboo says, is that why Teresa loved Jennifer Aiden and always championed her? Well, I think like a lot of people, a lot of housewives, a lot of celebrities, they see this big house. They see the facade. They see the cars. They see that Jen Aiden's husband, Bill, was a plastic surgeon. I have no idea at the end of the day how successful he is. Just because he's a plastic surgeon doesn't mean he makes millions of dollars. I mean, first of all, it takes a lot of money to run a business. He's got to pay the nurses and the staff and the rent and the retail. They've got 5 children. This ginormous freaking house. I mean, I think Teresa saw all that and got a little like, woo, she must have a lot of money. Yes, a lot of y'all are agreeing on the hair. It gave me a migraine, allegedly, maybe says. Mike O'Reilly says the hair looked horrible. It was so crazy. Oh, I love this. This is my girl. Yes, a nice fresh fruit simple cake could have been nice. Heather said I wanted a piece of that cake. I think I do too. I definitely, this weight loss shot has not made me not want sugar. I think I definitely want it less, but definitely still love some sugar. I had a frozen, what is the Girl Scout cookie? The one with the chocolate and the caramel and the stripes. Samoa is what it used to be called, but I feel like it's called something different now. Anyways, there was one of those in our freezer and I had one. So good. Like that's the only one I've had. Yesterday I had a lemonade that was from the freezer. There's also some Thin Mints in there, but I haven't eaten the Thin Mints yet. And I used to eat, a sleeve of Thin Mints, like dipped in milk. Oh my God. Yes. Wait, what? Nick James says, I'm over Bose's hair. I'm way over it. It's more drama than a bus full of drag queens going to a wig sale. Oh my God, I sort of love that. I thought the cake looked yummy too. And I thought Sutton was very mean. Tiva Tamba says Sutton is awful and I hope she leaves with Garcelle. Well, I don't think she is. You know why? Because she posted a little picture of her and Garcelle like, oh, we're still besties or something. And I'm like, but are y'all? Because, Garcelle was on Watch What Happens Live last night. I wasn't getting any Sutton bestie vibes from her for sure. You know what I mean? Oh, Joetta says Teresa and Louis seem very similar to Kim and Kroy. Yeah, the love bombing of it all. Look how perfect we are. We're so happy. Let's take the pictures. Let's do the posting. Look at all our beautiful children. Oops. And we're in debt, like again and again and again. Oh my God, you have the best food. I'm freaking gonna fly to Orlando and just eat with you for a week, Mike O'Reilly. PF Chang's for lunch, still full. I haven't been to PF Chang's in so long. So long. Okay, again, Beverly Hills. Who was it that ordered? Was it Garcelle? Somebody, they're on the beach. Okay, it's Kyle. Shit, who was on the beach? It was Kyle, the 3 of them. Kyle, Erika, and Garcelle? No. Who were the 3 on the beach? So the 3 of them go to the beach and Jennifer Tilly, I think it was, orders a pina colada. The other 2 didn't get a drink. And then they bring her back a blue pina colada. I was like, wait, what's blue? Like, that's not a pina colada. It was kind of weird. Okay, Carnival Night was a bit over the top. They were more dressed up with well, or barely covering their vages if you're beaus. That was gross. Like, I just to know that she's trying to have another kid, and then I practically saw where he's entering it to try to have another kid with her. I mean, it was like a little cup was over her little hoo-ha. Like, it was a little much. The things on their head, the feathers, the like having to walk sideways in the rental house. I mean, it was a bit much. And then they walk out. We've all been, or I hope you have. I've been to resorts that have parties, okay? Like a Friday night or a Saturday night. It's usually like the big night. That's when everyone comes out. You're wearing your cutest stuff, but they've all got on this garb, like more extravagant than the carnival show people there at the thing. Like, it was so weird. Yes, I did feel bad for her. Yeah, Bridget, the carnival outfits were ridiculous. I mean, a few of them were cute. Kathy's was appropriate. Like, she had all the garb, she had the little headdress thing on, but she had a simple dress on that kind of was more appropriate. The other ones, like, I was practically seeing their G-string. I'm like, I don't want to see your anus. I really didn't sign up to see your anus. And you bending over like Dorit was. I'm like, I didn't sign up for that. Heather says, poor Kathy, I thought her hair was too flat and she welcomed her headdress to cover it. I felt bad for her. I felt like she was like maybe her luggage got lost and it had all of her hair pieces in it. I don't know. And if they did, why didn't they mention that? You know what I mean? Oh, thank you, TD. Thank you for the birthday wish. Yes, Rachel, rhinestone Doritos covering the bits and the tits. I mean, it was, seriously. Yes, I felt for the other people. I'm sure they were at a very nice resort, extravagant. I'm sure most people knew what the Housewives were. And if they didn't, I'm sure word got around. Oh my God, that's a show on Housewives. Oh, I've never watched it, but my mom watches it. My neighbor watches it. My boss watches it. My cousin watches it. I'm sure everyone there after the few days knew that it was the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills being recorded there. But to know that they showed up in these outfits to sit and eat at a dinner, I was like, we're not even going to see anybody. Like, the freaking wings were like 5 feet spans. It was crazy. Yeah. Michael Riley's like, I'm glad the season's over. You know what? But I've kind of said that about every season. Like, towards the end, I didn't love Salt Lake City. I thought it was a letdown. Towards the end, I didn't love Southern Hospitality. I thought it was a letdown. Definitely thought New York was a letdown. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. Mayboo says, I've been on Mounjaro for 3 weeks, done good, but is it just me? I really miss craving, fancying a meal or some foods. It's all in the mind, I suppose. I mean, I think I need to go up in dose because I still like the foods. You know what I mean? And I did weigh myself. I've only lost 12 pounds. I think I'm at around 2.5 months in, but I'm on the lowest dose of everything. So I don't know. I would like to lose more than 12 pounds though. Oh, is Atlanta good? Louise says, I'm really enjoying the new Atlanta. I know there's 4 new housewives and I just don't know that I have it in me. Like, I would welcome the old school Atlanta housewives more than learning 4 new ones. But is it Shamea, the one that's super rich? I wouldn't mind getting to know her for sure. Yeah, those people don't eat. We know they don't. They're on hormone treatment, aka Ozempic. Nick James says, who'd want to eat in that kind of outfit, being all bloated, etc. after eating? Yeah, I mean, Sutton's belly was showing. I mean, Bose's belly was showing. I mean, these outfits were not for the faint of heart. They were definitely, I don't love and hip hop. Allegedly, maybe says Real Housewives of Atlanta is giving love and hip hop vibes. Not good for that. It's nearly a stone. Mayboo says 12 pounds is good. It's nearly a stone. I have no idea what a stone is, but I'm thinking it's a London thing. Oh, she's been like a friend of. Louise says, am I saying it right? Shamea has been around a long time. She's new, but not new. Okay. She's hilarious. I know. I'm trying to remember that. Cubby says, remember that it's slow and steady wins the race. Yeah, but I really want to not be so tight in my clothes. You know what I mean? Anyways, okay, let's finish this show. Beverly Hills. Garcelle calls the friends a toxic sisterhood. So we kind of get a little taste of it. But even when she was doing her confessionals, which we know is, weeks after, long after probably they film, I didn't really get any vibe from her that she was quitting the show or that she was super upset. You know what I mean? She definitely called it a toxic sisterhood. Oh, they end the show. Again, so stupid, Kyle, where they show what people are doing, and Kyle's like, oh, she just hopes to avoid the paparazzi. I'm like, do you really though? Like, I no idea. Shamia, okay, is her name. Thank you. Yeah, I don't really know if that's true. So then they go back 1 month later. So they do the girls trip, and I'm like, oh my God, that was the end. Like, that's all we got out of season 14. Like, this was such a non-event, like such nothing, no fight, no whatever, no makeup, no nothing, just a freaking carnival dinner on the beach, which was ridiculous because they all had like a purse and high heels, and they're like, oh, I didn't know we'd be getting in the sand. I'm like, what'd you think you were doing? I'm sure you'll have an itinerary, like you probably knew. Anyways, then they say 1 month later. Well, this is the end of August when Tom Girardi got counted or found guilty on 4 counts of wire fraud. And then Erika and Kyle are talking about it. And Erika's like, I really knew nothing. Like, if I knew how, I would have never guessed my life would end up like this. Now, I don't know how, I don't know. They were married 20 years. I let's say it's very upsetting and disappointing and shocking how some women are so not involved in their marital or family financials. Like, they know nothing. And I say that to say, my husband would have to learn how to pay the bills online if I passed away suddenly. But he could figure it out, right? He knows where our bank is. He knows how to log in. I mean, he knows what's in our retirement funds. I mean, he knows a lot. I definitely know more of the day to day. He knows more of the long term, bigger picture. Like, he's taking care of all that. But I also know how to log in, where our money is in the long term over, the big future money is. You know what I mean? We discussed this. I don't think that's everyone. So I don't know how surprised she was. I don't know anything about her LLC and how this $20 million got put in there, if she didn't know where it came from. $20 million is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Yes, I think she does. They showed the reunion. Cubby says, rumor, someone asked something so upsetting to Garcelle at the reunion that she gets up and leaves. That's why she's not in the final reunion pick and is now leaving the show. Yeah, she definitely, they've shown the thing. For sure. Is that how much their house sold for? Allegedly, because remember, Tom owned the house that they lived in and showed on the show. And I don't even know that she was on it. Now, when you're married to someone 20 years, I don't know if it matters if you're on the house or not. But she acted like it sold a couple of years ago and she knew nothing about it. She's like, told Andy Cohen, didn't that house sell a couple of years ago? Allegedly, maybe says a $9 million house is rich for sure. LOL. I mean, yes. And I feel like it was even more than 9 million, but I don't know. Michael Riley says, too much house, need a big staff to keep up. Yeah. And I don't know that they had a big staff. I don't know that that's how they lived. I don't know that they could afford. I don't know. No. Bravo and Stone says, do you think that Erika was ever an equal partner in that marriage? No, because I think their differences were so big, their age gap, their financial gap, like their professional gap, their educational gap. I mean, the gap was so big when they met that I think he was always seen as like, oh, you're Big Daddy. Like, you're, So I sort of get it, especially knowing the situation that she was a cocktail waitress or a single mom, whatever she was when they met, and he was so much older than her. I just have to think she knew something. I have to think she was just closing her ears at night and not paying attention to whatever was going on with their financials. I don't know. The whole thing just didn't feel like a finale at all to me. Like I said, Watch What Happens Live was Erika Jayne and Bo's very could give a shit. They could give a shit that Garcelle left. You know what I mean? They just could give a shit. Yeah. Michael Riley says Tom was an old crouch. Did you mean crotch? Yeah, for sure. And I think that was partly his, being an attorney, being very successful and being much older than her. I think it was always this imbalance of power for sure. Allegedly, maybe says they clearly defined gender roles and were nowhere near equal. Yeah. And I think she was okay with that until she wasn't okay with that. And I think she would have been okay with that till he died if the finances would have stayed there legally or illegally. Catch what I'm saying? Like she may have, it was like what I don't know what I don't know. You know what I mean? She was just, I say that, I'm watching The White Lotus. So I did get to episode 5 last night. Oh, I just hit my knee. I did get to episode 5 last night of season 3, and spoiler alert, The White Lotus, where the family that looks so perfect from North Carolina, Parker and Posey and Piper, and their world's crashing down because I guess the dad was embezzling money, and shit's about to hit the fan on that one. Oh my God, I'm just dying. I mean, Michael Riley says, I think Dorit staged the robbery for insurance. I mean, I always thought it was sus for sure. Thank you, Heather. She says, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button for Sarah. Thank you. Oh my gosh. And it is like international. I love all the colors of the thumbs up that you gave us. Thank you so much, Heather. I love that. Very Chumpette of you. Very inclusive. I love that. So much diversity here. Bravo and Stone says, I never thought Erika thought she was an equal until she was looking at jail time. Yeah, exactly. Like, am I gonna allegedly maybe says she thinks PK had something to do with it. We've heard things about gambling. We've heard things about him owing money. Now we know the drinking. We don't know anything else was going on. It definitely somebody was trying to show PK, hey, I can look how close I can get to your wife and your family. You know what I mean? When you're out of the freaking country. Mariah Joyce says the Beverly Hills girls are co-workers, not friends. I wonder what Sutton will do without Garcelle's support next season. So true. So true. And that is, again, perfectly said why reality TV is not working for anymore. They are co-workers. They are not friends. Even Bethany Frankel is starting to rewatch the old New York. And she's like, look, she gives it to him. She's like, these were really friends. They really did have this close inner circle. They really did hang out. She's giving credit where credit is due. She's like, Ramona was like the first businesswoman they ever showed. I mean, she's at least giving credit to them. But now all these newer ones, you're right. It's just becoming where we're getting too much of the fourth wall is broken down. Anyways, yes, Katrina says, I do. Of course. I mean, my God. We saw a video of the guys leaving. I mean, it was awful. Katrina says, I do think Dorit had trauma from it. I was held at gunpoint. She describes her PTSD the same as me. Oh, I can imagine just being nervous and the fact that she's famous, the fact that he was out of town a lot without her, all this stuff. But then again, you got to think, well, she kept doing the show. Like she could have just went out of the limelight and said, you know what, this is too much. But clearly being famous, I don't know. Deja Moon A says, careful, allegedly Bose is encouraging Dorit to sue people, Garcelle, that question the robbery. Allegedly that's one of the reasons Garcelle is so upset. Well, you got to have something to back it up with, so I can say whatever I want. An opinion, you can't sue someone for an opinion, for darn sure. They got to have some kind of loss. Anyways, no matter what they say. Okay, speaking of loss, Carrie Lewis and Reza Farhan won the first hour. So look what's going on this week. I literally had to look at the pictures that Jeff posts on Sunday of the host. I knew it was becoming a trend, and we've talked about it, or it had happened. I don't know if it was becoming a trend. I think Jeff is going down to 3 co-hosts a day now. I don't know if I'm assuming he's still paying the one that stays on for 2 hours, $1,000, so $500 each. I don't know anything about that. But I do think it was getting hard for him to book 4 different people a day. So if you look at every day this week, he's only got 3 people. So like today, Carrie and Reza were on the first hour, and then Reza stayed on the second hour with Aliza, the comedian that was on. So that's happening every single day. So I think it's a trend that he's going towards for sure, which is interesting because it seems like that's being stagnant in the show versus like going forward. Like it's telling me it's hard for him to get 4 people on, which I've always said it is. I'm sure it is. But if the show was bigger and growing in popularity, people would be contacting him to be on the show. You know what I mean? Anyways, okay, they talk about caviar at the beginning, which I gave a rat's ass about because I'm like, I don't open caviar. I've never had caviar, probably never will have caviar unless my Kathy Hilton, shout out Kathy Hilton. If you ever invite me to your house for the DirecTV Christmas party, I promised you I would fly out on a Southwest plane and be there and try your caviar on some potato. But Jeff starts talking about getting in trouble. And I think he's talking about what I said I'm sure people won't be happy about. So they were talking about giving away ChumpCon tickets. And they have been, I think they've given away 2 or 3 days worth now. They're going to give some away Friday. Well, then Annie talks about a guy that was really cute, but he didn't follow all the rules. He didn't share the Jeff Lewis post to his Instagram story. So they were basically like, hey, whatever his name, I'm going to say Gregory, hey, Gregory, make sure you go and reshare this post. And then on Friday, we can pick you to win. Well, anyone that's really trying to win and really wants to, this is just letting people know. And they kind of hinted at it yesterday. Well, I'm assuming this is what Jameson went to the boss about and was like, look, this was said on the radio. If y'all want to look into it, this is what I heard. This is what I said. And Jeff admits that he got a call from some lady that he had to talk to. And then he had a call with Jim Thompson, who's the big boss. And he won't tell us what it was. Even Carrie's like, I kind of wish I knew what was going on. Well, later in it, they talk about that his attorney texts him and says, is this something about Chump Con? Is this about you not following the rules for the giveaways? And he's like, oh, she's very warm. So I'm positive that's what he's talking about. I just thought it was weird that he brought it up and didn't tell us exactly what it was. Like if they tell him, hey, don't talk about this, I would think he wouldn't bring it up at all. But instead he brings it up and then doesn't tell us exactly what it is. I just thought it was kind of weird. I'm like, just don't even tell us. And then I felt like he should have gotten Annie involved because she was bringing it up that he was cute. But maybe this was something that she had said on the commercial break or privately to him. And he was like, hey, let's bring this up on the radio. You know what I mean? So then she was kind of out of it as far as being responsible for it. Yeah, it's kind of what I talked about yesterday. I'm like, look, if anyone's really trying to win tickets to this Saturday night Jeff Lewis live event, if I were to hear that they were pretty much telling this person, hey, go fix this, and then we're going to pick you on Friday to win. Well, that's not how it's supposed to be. I mean, it should be a random drawing, right? Raquel says they can get sued for unfairness of the rules. And since this was on the show, even though it's Chump Con, things like this, Jeff has to get approved to be approved through SiriusXM. I know. I think she's just back at work. I need to send Tiffany Chump a text. Topper says, I haven't seen Tiffany Chump in a while. I hope she's well. I think she was off for a while because of something at work, but I think she had to go back to work. So I think she's busy with work during the lives, but I will. Wait, what? Bev says, how many people show up at Jeff's events? Well, in general, they're sold out. Like, I don't think I've ever been to an event that wasn't sold out. I don't remember. It was so long ago. The first event I went to at oh, freaking, what's that town? Oh, where GJ James Kennedy lives. Anyways, whatever that town is. For that first live event, November 2021, I'm sure it was sold out. But I think every other event that I've been to has been sold out for sure, like very quickly. This one was so expensive that I don't think it's sold out yet. Oh, good. Michael Riley says, Tiffany posted me last night. She's alive. Good. She is alive. Yes. Lincoln the Golden says, it's illegal. You have to post rules and follow them for giveaways. Huge, huge violation. I mean, so why would he bring it up today? It's like, why would they say that? You know what I mean? Because if they do, like I said yesterday, if they do Friday, pick that guy, everyone's going to know it was a setup. It was not a scam. What do you want to call it? Just not fair. Like, unfair. Rachel says, I think it has to do with ChumpCon ticket holders getting to go to the live taping of the radio show. Oh, they did talk something about that flying in. I thought Sirius wasn't supposed to be linked to the con. I don't think they're linked to it, but I think wherever Jeff goes on vacation, he always does the podcast. So he does it in Dallas. He does it in Cabo. He does it in Tahoe. He'll do it in Maui next week, I'm assuming. I mean, I don't know, but Lincoln the Golden says Sirius XM legal and compliance would need to review and approve giveaway rules before something like that would have ever even go live. If it can be proven they rigged the giveaway, it's a red flag for sure. Heather says ChumpCon has turned into a nightmare for Jeff. He should just stick to drinks out and dinners. I mean, how many of you, before the event even goes live in 2.5, 3 weeks, how many of you think there will be a ChumpCon 2026? How many of you think there will be? I really don't think there will be, even if the price is lower. I think if people wanted to do it this year, they would do it. I don't know that people for these prices would do it every year. I don't know. Yes, Burbank. That's where the first live event was that I went to. Michael Riley says, will be the last ChumpCon, I'm sure. I mean, it's also interesting that they had to give away tickets. Now, a lot of people give away tickets. Even BravoCon gives away tickets when they're not selling, right? But I don't think in 2022 they gave away tickets. They definitely gave away, I don't think in 2022 or 2023 when I went, they gave away tickets. But they were definitely giving away tickets on the Radio XM, Radio Andy XM for that Miami piece of crap thing they did in November. The thing that I was like, I'm not blind to that the week before Thanksgiving for that price for 25 Bravo celebrities. No, it was a lot today. It was a lot for those of us not going. Like, I've got my thoughts on that. Nick says, I'm over hearing about ChumpCon. It's too much drama. I'm over it. I almost feel like when Jeff brought up the whole magic show and Todd spending money and spending maybe his own money and all this time, you could hear Carrie just seething. And then her anger went to Jeff. Like, why are you telling me this on the radio? Like, this could have been a private conversation. She's like, I kind of feel like you bring me on the radio when you have something juicy to tell me and then get our marriage all riled up. And I'm like, yeah, which is good for radio. But it felt different today. It felt a little fake. It felt a little produced, like thought about. Like, Todd's going to call in. Caller 11. Oh, it's Todd. Oh, Todd, are you upset? Oh, I didn't make, the text that Todd sent to Carrie. I don't know that Carrie and Todd were in on it. I feel like he might have said, hey, Todd, just listen. I might say something. Call in if you want to. It just felt a little different to me. You know what I mean? Jen Helen says, ChumpCon seems like Jeff and Michael bit off a little more than they can chew. Yeah. And, he's asking like Todd to interview these people, but Todd's the one that said, they gave Todd, hey, you're going to open the show. And then Todd, I feel like, if Jeff's telling the truth, Todd is the one that came up with the magic show. Not only a magic show, let me do a magic trick. Oh, I need $5,000 for that. Oh, we want little people at the show. Oh, now we're going to have little people go out into the audience. Well, if insurance says that the chumps can't touch the little people, they don't need to be sending them around the audience. And if Todd is serious that he kind of talked on the phone with this Susan little person and she was like kind of chaotic, that's not someone they need, because Jeff really is worried about the insurance part of it. Mabu says that's Jeff's new problem. He's trying too hard to create content. That's why it's not as good as when it was natural. It does feel a little different to me sometimes. Not every day. Some days feel very conversational. I think yesterday with Beverly D'Angelo, it was chaotic, but I feel like it was very conversational. It was very Christina says Carrie was not in on it. Yeah. I feel like Jeff knew about it. I feel like Jeff knew it was going to upset her and he was okay with that. I'm like, at the end of the day, this is your good friend and sister-in-law, and this is your brother and his wife. Like, I mean, seriously, for sure. Raquel says Jeff likes to poke Carrie and Todd's marriage. It's a bit fun. Yeah, but I mean, it sounds like the money. I can't imagine $5,000 is a whole lot to them. I mean, it sounds like they make a lot of money. They've got a lot of businesses. I mean, I don't know. She talks about businesses and LLCs and this and that and that and this. I don't know. But it sounds like that's a very big bone of contention in their marriage, how Todd must spend money versus what she spends money on. You know what I mean? Ryan says Jeff seemed passive aggressive with Carrie and Todd. Very interesting. Oh, I think he's always like little people. Kimberly J says, is he trying to be Howard Stern? He needs to steer clear from exploiting little people. Yeah. Mariah Joy, sorry. Got it mixed up with Kimberly J. I think Jeff is drowning in this new format. I have a gut feeling a lot of listeners left when the video feature left. He's struggling to get 4 hosts a day, focusing on content. I kind of agree. And I said all along, 2 hours is a lot for every listener to commit to every day. I don't know that this, even though the time doubled, from 1 hour to 2 hours, I don't know that his income doubled. You know what I mean? Like with the ratings and the commercials and the pay and the contract and all of that. I don't know. Okay. The second hour they talk about, and I still like, who mailed a birthday card? I really hope it's someone that Jeff knows, because I think it's kind of creepy that somebody would mail him a birthday card and put "keep eating fatso" on a birthday card with no address, but like they mailed it like through the like, I don't know. I think that's a little creepy. ScarySherry.com is a working website. You can book her. It's Scary, ScarySherry.com. She's $185 for 45 minutes. That is a lot more than someone told me she was. So I definitely think her prices went up. I'm assuming it costs money to create a website. I don't know who put that website together. It just looks like a little scheduling thing. So it's not like this huge website or anything. But she is going to be at ChumpCon. But when I clicked on that date, April 11th, that she's going to be there, because it says on her website, these will be in person at Las Vegas. It started at like 8:30 p.m. at night to like 11 p.m. And I'm like, aren't the chumps going to be at the welcome party and hanging out? And like, are people going to book? Like, is she a night owl? I don't know. Wait, what? Heather says the birthday card was sent for me. From you or for you? I don't know what that means. Annie says Jeff sadly has no content left. He seems to be resorting more and more to drama or stirring the pot to get the views or fans watching. It's just not sustainable. The OG era will never be again. Does feel a little bit different for sure. Oh, y'all are saying that Stu sent the birthday card? Definitely not. Can you imagine? I think he would recognize his handwriting for sure. Okay, Nick James says, here's where my head is going with this ChumpCon. It's okay to swing big, but with all the chaos around ChumpCon, I feel like it's going to be a big miss. And it's okay to miss, but this big needs more thought out. Yeah, maybe they need more time. Yeah, very interesting. I liked Eliza. Did y'all? Like, I don't think I've ever heard of her before, but I liked her. Her comedy special is on Amazon Prime. A bunch of them are on Netflix, but she said that Amazon gave her a lot more money, so that's where it's at. I think she'll become a regular because she is a comedian. She lives in the area like 10 minutes away, and I don't know. I'm very curious if Jade ends up going to Las Vegas, the Chump Con, because I feel like she hasn't been on in a while, and they haven't said anything about her in a while. But then again, if you send out a contract, I don't know that you can uninvite someone. You know what I mean? I don't know. Since you were Nick says it needs a little bit of Sarah since you first asked him to do a Chump Con. So there's that. I mean, the proof. I mean, I definitely called into the radio to Doug Butte and said, when is Chump Con? So I may not have been the first one to say the word, but I've got proof that years ago I said it on the radio and made a video clip about it. I had Annie make a video clip about it. Anyways, yes. Okay, speaking of Megan real quick, and then we'll wrap it up for the day. Did y'all see Lala's post, or maybe Megan posted also? Megan Weaver Designs just did Lala Kent's bedroom design. So I think Megan won Lala in that argument. Like, I don't know. Not that I care. I think Lala was good on Jeff Lewis Live. She just, I almost think she thinks she was too good for coming on Jeff Lewis Live. I don't know. I'm curious. The Valley starts up very soon in a couple of weeks. I want to say the 15th. I can't remember. I've got it all on my phone when all my shows start again. But I am interested in the Valley this year. But I think it's going to be Cocaine Jax and Brittany's drama. I don't think it's going to be, I think poor Scandival, I think, took all the drama away from Lala. And she, all that stuff she filmed about her and her ex is gone. So I don't know. Beverly says the show has lost its thrill and its viewers. I wonder what the viewers are. Lincoln the Golden says Lala is very good friends with Heather and that's right, and is loyal to her. I don't blame Lala for picking Megan and Heather. That's right. I kind of forgot that she goes on whatever Heather McDonald's podcast is. Yeah. Juicy Scoop. I was like, whatever it's called. Anyways, yes, we definitely need some new TV shows for sure. Jen Helen says it's so strange that Jeff wants these celebrity hosts to pick a side. So petty. Lala isn't playing. And I think sometimes he doesn't pick a side, right? Like with the Shannon Bedore and Kelly Dodd drama, with the Kelly Dodd and the Tamara drama, with the Tamara and Shannon drama, with the Vicky and all them drama. I mean, he doesn't pick a side. He still lets them all come on the show and friendly with all of them and defends them all, So anyways, well, we are going to wrap it up. Thank you for getting comfortable in comments. I sure love hearing what you have to think about it. If not, I would just have to talk to Luna about this all day. And that bitch never talks to me, never says a word. She just lays there and lets me rub her belly and, go outside and bathe in the sunshine with her. So, oh, interesting. Raquel says if Jeff had a Bravo show, Lala would be by his side. Maybe you're not wrong. Thank you, Topper. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up button. If you still haven't done it, it's not too late. You can always hit it. Even as a replay, you can hit it. If you're listening as a podcast, please scroll down a little bit and find the 5-star rating and review and hit that. I would really appreciate it. Thank you on TikTok. Oh, was nobody hitting the like button over there? There's 4 likes for an hour. Wow, maybe TikTok was messed up. I don't know. Anyways, and thank you for joining on Instagram. I will see y'all tomorrow, same place, same time, 4 p.m. Eastern. Bye, Chumpettes.